Good evening. It's March 30th already, almost April Fools. Today we are going to have a look at Office add-in commands, basically the buttons that you put on the ribbon, and they can do individual functions without opening the task pane. And I need to use that to check some debugging issues with that. Let's first start the show. Welcome back. I quickly need to open my virtual machine. Otherwise we don't have an environment to do things in. Let's log into this one. Let's put that up there. And switch to the other window. And pick my show notes. The question is, where did it put it? Over there. So let's open GitHub first. Another login. Use my FIDO key for that. Miguel. Office generator. Version number is updated. So what I want to have a look at today is, let's copy the link here. Add-in commands. Add-in commands are UI elements that extend the Office UI and start actions in your add-in. You can use add-in commands to add a button on the ribbon or an item or to a context menu. When users select an add-in command, they initiate actions such as running JavaScript code or showing a page of the add-in. And let me disable the room audio because that's a bit annoying. Add-in commands help you find and use your add-in, which can help increase your add-ins adoption and reuse and improve customer retention. SharePoint catalogs do not support add-in commands. You can deploy add-in commands via integrated apps or app source or using sideloading to deploy add-ins. Add-in commands for testing. Types of add-in commands. Why is this white, by the way? Let's see if we can change that to dark mode. Like so. Let's see, how do add-in commands appear? Add-in commands appears as a ribbon, as a button, or as a button. Appear on the ribbon as a button or an item in a drop-down menu. When a user installs an add-in, its commands appear in the UI as a group of buttons. You can either be on the ribbon's default tab or in the custom tab. If you're using a simplified ribbon layout, the add-in name is removed from the app bar, or only the add-in command button on the ribbon remains. Personally, I'm not a fan of the simplified ribbon. As the ribbon gets more crowded, add-in commands will be displayed in the overflow menu. The add-in commands for the add-in for an add-in are usually grouped together. Excel, PowerPoint and Word. There's a picture of Excel, Outlook, reading a message, the Home tab, composing a message tab. Let's focus on Word and Excel for now. Create add-in commands. Add-in commands provide an easy way to customize the default Office user add-in UI with specified UI elements that perform actions. For an introduction to add-in commands, that is what we just have been reading. The article describes how to edit your manifest to define add-in commands and how to create a code function for function commands. And function commands. Showing the types of commands. This is what we already have been reading previously. This is basically, I think, the manifest. Sample commands. All the task panes add-ins created by YoOffice have add-in commands. They contain an add-in command button to show the task pane. Generate these projects by following one of the quick starts, such as build an Excel task pane adding important parts of an add-in command. The following steps explain how to add an add-in command to an existing add-in. These steps assume that you using the XML manifest. If you're working with the JSON-based unified Microsoft 365 manifest, see add-in commands in unified Microsoft 365 manifest for Outlook add-ins. Developer preview. Step 1. Add version overrides element. Let's start with Visual Studio here. This is 17.6 preview 2, I think. Yeah, 17.6 6.0 preview 2. So let's Slightly different UI is what I see. Well, let's make a new folder for that. Data repos. Make a new folder. 2023 0330. New project. An Excel webin, because that's the one that we were debugging last session. Add in commands. Demo. Location. 30. Not 30, 39. 2023 03 30. Framework is of no interest because it's not using that. Create. New functionalities or insert content. Now we want new functionality. That should build a new folder in here. It's interesting because I just checked before the live stream if there were updates, and there were no updates, and now there is an update. And there's some applause there. Thank you. You add a TypeScript file to your project. To enable TypeScript compilation in your project, please install Microsoft TypeScript M's built Nuje package. Alternatively, can be installed later on using Nuje package manager. Where did it detect that it was a TypeScript in this file? Also interesting, there is already a functions file thingy in here. And there's the manifest file. So let's first see if this runs out of the box. Let's to install the TypeScript thingy. Successfully installed Nuje package, NuGet package, Microsoft TypeScript, Microsoft build. So let's give a multi-startup, I think. Properties. Yeah, multiple startup. Also, let's check the debug option. No, the properties should be in properties. Well, why is that should be on this one. The web project. Why is there no debug in here? debug option. Now let's first run it. Why is it TypeScript build? I'm a bit surprised about it. This is a very simple demo with, is it this one? Oh, and it stops automatically. Somehow this looks different than last time. Interesting. Close all tabs. Oh, it's a little bit small. I have no clue what it is. Let's see. Go to the office edit samples. I'm surprised how confused I still am after all this time. Go to the hello world. These are only the assets. Just an HTML file. So if I open the thing from last week, that's in here, I think. Go to data, repos, CD 2023, 0323, I think last week. Go to samples. Go to Blazor. Go to Excel. And Excel solution. Let's see in this one. Properties. See, this one is completely different. This one has a debug tab in there. The launch profile options. To disable the browser. Why is that not showing in the one that we just created? Is that because the framework is different? Build solution, it's also not showing. Let's go in here. Needs to unload the project there. Wow, this is a complete different beast. Wow. Where's all the stuff in there? Let's start all over again, because I don't think that's the right thing. It should be something like this. Go back here. Samples. Blazor add-in. Let's clone the Blazor add-in. Moving the subject grab. Okay. February 10. Oh, we need to obviously clone it from here. Copy. Go back in here. See the 2023-03-30, that's today. And paste that in. CD Office, CD Samples, CD Blazor, CD Excel. Tap, 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 tap. Solution file, open that. Now let's go and open the XML file, manifest. And check what is in here. Step 1, add version overrides element. The version overrides element is the root element that contains the definition for your add-in command. Details on the valid attributes and implications are found in version overrides in the manifest. The following example shows the version overrides element and its child elements. Let's see if that's in our project already. There's a version overrides, begin adding commands, mode integration. Schema, Microsoft Office.com Office. Let's copy this and see if that's different. The Office app is already outside here. That's this one. Let's kill that. Let's compare this. This is the proposed section and this is the original. Schema overrides. Version 1. Version 1, that's the same. The requirements. I don't think we have any requirements in here. No, but we can add that. Apparently before the host section. Host section is already in here. Hosts, type of workbook. So everything is already in there apparently. Host sections and resources. That's in here. So I'm not sure why this is in the text, because it's already in there. Now it's complaining on the requirements, I guess. Why is this tooltip so big? It's like formatting is off. not doing that. That's also not working. Okay. Because it's not used, let's take that out again. And continue reading. Add host and desktop vector elements. I think that's already in there. Hosts workbook. Desktop form factor. It's only working on form factor, the desktop, maybe. Desktop form factor element specifies the settings for an add-in that runs Office on the web, Windows and a Mac. Okay. Desktop form factor, that's there. Even my zoom is not properly working. Looks like a different key set or something. There's a zoom option. Should be working with control mouse wheel. That's the SAML zoom. Did I change that? Steps to enable mouse scroll is Visual Studio Code. I'm not in Visual Studio Code. That's an old one. After disabling all my extensions, I found the issue to be caused by a feature one specific extension. Disable zoom. Apparently a lot of people don't like control scroll zooming. I like a lot of other features that extension bundles together. I did install something of Mats Christensen. Disable the editor zoom on the mouse wheel. People often zoom in the editor accidentally by hitting Control mouse wheel, but I use that all the time. there's this debugging editor. Where's the zoom thing here and here? Clean up empty lines, empty solution, default zoom level, collapsing. This one, enable mouse wheel zoom. Why is that disabled? Stop that. Okay. Now I need to reload the editor. Yeah, now it's working. So go back to the web page. Here, no, not this one. Desktop form factor. We have a desktop form factor in here. Yeah, there. It's a get started section. Title. Add function file element. Function file that's in here. That's now pointing to remote app URL functions function file. We have that already in there. No. Okay, we do. Maybe here. No. So it is in there, but it's not used yet. That's interesting. So that means that it should use something like folder there. Functions. And create an HTML in there. Function file. Where's my mouse? There's my mouse. Resource ID. Is that the only thing that was in there? Yeah, that was this part. Obviously. Resource ID and then the URL. Resource. Extension point. Primary command service. Extension point. We also have an extension point here, primary command service. And then in there is this tab going on. Outlook notifications. When editing needs to provide status updates such as progress indicators on error messages, It must do so through the notification APIs. The processing of notifications must be defined in a separate HTML file that's specified in the functions file node of the manifest. Add extension point elements. This is basically the ribbon that we created. And we do this, and then we notepad, put that aside. Put that behind the chat window a little bit. That's not in the chat window, this is the chat window area. Visual Studio. And instead of the Home tab, we are now going to do Custom tab. That means that we replace this custom and then also at the end custom tab. That means that now we have a custom tab and we need some sort of a labeling on there. Custom tab, it'll be, what's it called? Adding commands. Demo, let's see how wide it scopes. And that needs a label. I think there's already a label in here. Maybe? No, there's not. Let's clone that. Copy. And that is custom tab, and then we have a resource ID label tab. That's the custom tab. Label. And for that we need to put that copy. Put that below this one. Here they are reusing the same label. Yeah, I wonder why this is taking that. Should be a group, office group. So I don't think the label should be in there. Yeah, it should be custom tab in namespace HTTP blah 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 has an invalid child element, a label in the namespace, list of possible elements, a group, office group. Oh, this one is probably incorrect because that needs to be something like advanced demo group. Let's remove that because I don't think the tab has a label. Do we have a group here with a task pane button? Why is this complaining? Incomplete. There is missing, so the order is different, I guess. Label, resource ID equals to, and then something. That should be this. That's no longer complaining anymore. So even the demo is incorrect. Let's check. Task pane button. Now we need something else here. That's the group. There's the group. Label. On the group, the label is first. Then the icon. 3 times 16, 32 and 80. Then we have the tooltip. There's no tooltip in here. This is control of type button. We do have a tooltip in here. Copy. But we have a super tip. Let's check on the manifest. Office, JavaScript, manifest definition. I think the reference is in here. There is full reference, but it's not showing the order. Required elements. There's also a mandatory order in which the elements must appear within the parent elements. How to find the proper order of the element manifest elements. Mail contented in version overrides. There it is. There's the function file. And the extension point, office tab or custom tab. Custom tab group, and here the custom tab ending. Where does it end? It never ends, but this is a group. Label, icon with an image, and there's a control. This super tip in there. Is there also a tooltip in here? There's not. So this is also obsolete, I guess. Now we have the control, that's this one. with the button and a context menu. So that's that. Go back to the exhausted already. That's step 4. Step 5, add control elements, button controls. Button controls performs a single action. It can either execute a JavaScript function or show task pane. The following example shows how to define 2 buttons. The first button runs a JavaScript function without showing a UI. The second button shows a task pane. Let's see. It's a control section. Copy. Let's put that in there again. This is the button that shows executes the function. And this one shows the task pane. Currently we show the task pane already. So there's the tooltip again. Is that giving an error if we put the tooltip also in there? Control button, label, and then tooltip. That's not allowed. Expected super tip. So tooltip. Really, this is annoying. It brings in the super tip with a title and a description, then the icons. Also annoying that's using the same icon in the demo file. Really, guys, get your acts together. Actions show task pane. And then source location, that's this one. And we have a task pane ID. Question is, if we take that out, will it then be angry again? So no, that seems to be optional. So now add a second button in here. Control. Second button section. Now we change that over to something that calls a function. Button, there's a button ID that should be unique. So this was a function button. Function button 1. Copy that, copy and check that with the other one. That's unique. So let's go for this one. Duplicate that. Function 1. I think this was used a couple of other times. There, tooltip. Label, tooltip. So this should be click to run a function. I like some space in between to make it more readable. Execute function, that's the difference in here. Instead of doing this, we are now doing, we have a button with a function button ID and function button label that's specified below. Yeah. Then we have a tooltip that must be also defined in here, yes. Then we have the icons again. It will be the same icon for now. And then the action will be execute function. Now the task pane ID is not valid here. What does it expect? Element action in the namespace something has an invalid child, task pane ID, that's a logical thing. List of the possible elements expected function name. Function name in namespace something. And that's like so. Copy. Highlight selection in this case. Should be existing one, remote app URL, the root. Okay, back to this one. Now the following code shows an example function used by function name. Note that the call to event completed. This signals that you have successfully handled the event. That's this one. Let's see. This signals that you've successfully handled the event when the function is called multiple times, such as multiple clicks on the same adding command. All events are automatically queued. The first event runs automatically. while the other events remain on the queue. When your function calls event completed, the next queued call will be to that function runs. You must implement event completed, otherwise your function won't run. That's interesting. So where do we store this thingy? This is all for get data. Sample create an add-in with command buttons. That's like so. Right value. Question is, where do they put this? Source commands. Copy this and go to the functions thing in here. Copyright something. Let's remove the copyright because we don't like copyright. There's a header, meta file information. There is the loading office.js thing. Then we have the JavaScript commands. That should be copy. Let's add an item in here. New item. .js. Add. Then go in here. There's basically the code to run. There's the associate thing and there's the event completed. Where does it write this? Set selected data async. Well, let's first start the pick the one from the documentation in here. Copy. Go in here. Then we have the already. Highlight selection, highlight selection, highlight selection, that's the function. Copy, let's check the manifest here. Highlight selection, that's same. Also log something. so. I think that's it for the documentation. Because these are menu controls. Add the resource elements. This is Outlook. Oh, let's see if this is actually running or not. Let's F5 this. I don't want to recover. Not sure why this is, because it's thinking that it's too slow. Now a custom tab thingy in here. I wonder why it's immediately loading the task pane, this one. So if I stop this, the add-in is also stopped. Go to localhost here. Now local app data, local app data. Go to Microsoft Office 16 and then close this. You can close this as well because that's from the documentation already. Don't save. Now go in here and delete the WEF folder. Then try run this. Is loading something there. Custom label. So what if we inspect this? It is showing now. Additional DevTools components have been installed. Reload for full DevTools capability. Go to console here. We are now entering function after started. Let's see what happens if we click the button there. It's not doing a thing. Uncaught error of JS has not fully loaded. And why not? As part of its loading sequence or Office initialize. If your app has this functionality, try reloading the page, but we already have that. This is already done in here as well. So let's copy this and see if what happens there. Oh. Question is, do we need to reload this? Well, let's just stop this all. Don't save. Close this. Clear the cache again. Try loading. Now custom label gets started. That's good. Task pane is kicking in. Got it. Custom label. That's failing. That should be in here. Failed to load message bundle. I would actually think that it's already did this in here. Let's see what happens if we is that function file put in there. Oh, that's the problem. What? Why is it still finding this one? That's interesting. So I would think function file. That. Oh, and it's yellow now. That's interesting. Let's clear the cache again. There. Run it again. F5. Inspect console. We are now entering function before start debugging hotkey. Now hosting Excel Office already. Then Blazor is loaded. Then entering after started. Now let's see what happens if we click this. It is highlighting actually. And the interesting part is that it's showing in here. Office is already, and then running highlight selection. Can we also put a breakpoint in here then? No, we cannot. But can we do breakpoint in here? This one is loaded. First render. Now this one is highlighted. Now it's disabled. Why is it no longer showing? Oh, there it is. But it's not showing this. So the C# debugger is not attached. Spelling checker, come on. So we're not able to set a debug point in here, but also not on the C# file. But we do get the output logging. Failed to load message bundle, see console for details. And that should be in here then. Oh. Why is it now attached? That's interesting. Okay. So weird, there's some output is breaking in here. So if I go to here and go to the Hello World button, if I click in here, probably will break on that. It is, so that's interesting. And it's rendering again. It should now show this one indeed. But if I do click the function, it is highlighting, but it's not breaking. Is it? It's also not giving any output in this window. It is in sources. If I go to, where's the, there's pages in there, but it's no. This is not showing the, which one is this then? Is that this one? That's breaking it. is showing in here. Initializing tool service, design service, selection service, tag, hotkey. What if this function file because this one is triggered from the manifest file showing here function name. Does it matter where this is? I wonder if we actually need the function URL there. Source location. This one. Function file. Function file is an HTML file that includes the JavaScript where functions for execute action will be called. Think of the function file as code behind execute function. And the question from the original poster was to interact with Blazor, interop with Blazor 2023-03-23 CD Excel. Excel Blazor. This manifest file has function files shared runtime. And it's pointing to index HTML. That's basically the one that's already loaded. I want a separate file. This is the functions file. Is pointing to the same thing. We did change that apparently from this one. That should be the functions file. Then what he's doing is, if the Blazor thing was loaded, then he added the JavaScript after started. But I don't think that's necessary. Index eraser, custom script. And from there, he did something special, like so. That's the event, and then the event completed. Then he wanted to invoke the method Blazor add-in. That's the name of this thing. Positioning it in there only. But this function did not exist. Did it? Using function call static local something, copy. Doing that in here. So we have a separate function in here, component method in it, copy. Now instead of highlighting, we are going to do something like this. For after in int 2. Now the question is, where did he get this one? Nowhere. Local function. Yeah, for this to be available, yeah, that's going the other way around. Let's first see if this is working. JS invocable C# function. Invocable, that sounds a little bit strange. Invocable with a K. Let's see if it's still running. What do we have here? Copy as HTML22 update is available. Interesting. Let's run this. Maybe I should clean the cache first. This is loading. It's breaking. So eye on the output here. So what do we see here? We're now hosting an Excel, Office ready, running highlight selection. Let's see where that is. Here. Running highlight selection is this one. Before call method in it, and then it's showing the in. And then it's showing a fin in it. That's this one. Finish. That's this one. Then we're going back into the after. that's working. Tool extension connected, and then it's going back to the application canvas is what I see. But this is still working. Now the question is, can we get a JavaScript invocable C# function? Save that. Let's close Excel here. Do search here for, it's already getting late, JS invocable calling.NET methods from JavaScript. But to do so, you need to have some code loading after Blazor is loading. Because if we put this into the HTML file, that's not working, because if we are in here, close this first. This one is loaded, I guess, by when is this loaded? Go to the function file here. Do we have some logging in there? No, we don't have logging in. Let's see when this is loaded. Loaded. Loading function file.js. So now let's see when this is happening. Save. Let's clear the cache here to be absolutely sure. And let's open Excel. What I also want to do is clean out the Trust Center, Trusted Add-in catalog. Remove. Clear. Next time oversight, clear all previously started web add-ins cache. So now I think it's now cleared automatically already. Now it's not able to clear it because Excel is still open. Now it's gone. Good. Let's run F5 here. Now it is loading task pane, and we have a customer label there. We don't have one on the home tab anymore. Let's make this a little bit wider. Oh. Put that in the picture so you can see it as well. Why is it so far away? The reason is because this one is not docked. It is docked. Interesting. But this is all outside of your visit on screen. It's not visible on screen. It's annoying. Well, anyway, it's too late to save that, to fix that for now. But let's have a look. Do we already see? If we can find this. No, we cannot. This is the before start. Let's clear this out. Reload. Did it stop? It stopped. Really? Come on, guys. Let's clear this again. Delete the cache there. Shift del. That's gone now. Okay, let's run this. Do we see something here? Close. Task pane is running there. We don't see this yet. Oh, and we are in break mode. Let's finish it. It's not found. So the function file is still not running. Now let's inspect this. Now it's not showing. Why is it not showing? Come on. It's still loading. Is it in break mode? No, it's not. Still doing things. Yeah, I think that stopped working now. But let's check clear. If we run the function, now it's loading the function file only now. So the question is, can we now also run a Blazor file from there instead of HTML? That would be interesting. The other project from Rahul, he did put something in the XML there. Function. Like running the HTML file, I think. Index. Function. Index HTML, so that's basically the root of the file, is this one. That is loading JavaScript thingy there, but that's not loading the C# interop. Yes, invocable thing. Public static. Because the task pane is already open. But what I'm more curious about, can I actually load this thing? What if I have some sort of function file, razor file? That's probably not working. Created a public static file there. Copy. Like so. And this should be terminated. Don't save. Question is, would that local static method be available? In here. Cut. Paste. Let's see if that's doing something. That's a breakpoint. This is no longer working for some reason. Clear all. Now let's see what happens if we click the function. .NET is not defined. That's interesting. But it did do the highlighting because this was his try catch thingy. So this was failed. Oh, it says this is not available. .NET is not available. But what I kind of think, maybe, but that's something for next time, if we need to check if we can do, instead of function HTML, to put in a function Razor thing. Because the Blazor thing is already active. Because the after started has been processed. Or the other way would be, yeah, there's this old JavaScript. So just a quick test that I still want to do here is like the number of buttons. Manifest site loader, this one. Let's bring some more buttons in here. Copy. 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 Let's make that 4. That's the task pane. Function 1. Function 2. Two. That's done 4 times for each button. 3. 3. 3. 3. The last one, 4. 4. 4. And number 4. Now we need to replicate the function thingies here. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. And tooltip. 2, 3, 4. Save. Let's see if we get 4 buttons, 5 buttons now. Oh no, wasn't random is ready. Oh. That's interesting. Why is that making that smaller? 1 is working. 2 is working. 3 is not working. Yeah, it is working. 4 is also working. This is not loading. It is probably complaining that .NET is not available. So that would be the next target, to get .NET in scope. Okay, well, we got a bit of progress here. Let's close that. Close the other one. Let's clean the cache here. Next time. Yeah, gone. Let's copy this to the notes. Calling open generic method isn't supported with static.net. Oh, static.net methods. But is supported with instance methods. Call.net generic class methods. Public static. This is a Blazor file. Okay, let's wrap this up. Close all these nice thingies there. We fixed the wheel. Let's move back to the main window. Yeah, so we explored the basics of the adding commands for the Office JavaScript. Oh, why is it shutting down my VM? Interesting. It's not what I expected. But that's outside of your vision. So next Thursday I won't be. Thursday I won't be available to stream. So maybe I will do that on Wednesday then. To continue with this. If you haven't already done so, please also subscribe to Soft as a Software on the YouTube channel and hit the bell if you want to get notifications. It's free and it's showing YouTube that you liked the video, or the stream at least. And see you next time. Bye bye.